Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between Guagua and LabyRinth, or LabyRinth. I guess LabyRinth is how you technically, is that a Y? See, sometimes BY is by, and sometimes it's B. So, always so difficult. Let's go ahead and go into two-color mode as we see Guagua spawning as the orange orc player on the bottom left-hand side, going for Farseer Headhunters. Meanwhile, the undead player here going for Lich first instead of the much more typical Death Knight first. How will all of these things unfold? Picks up a sacrificial skull, a rod of necromancy, sells the scroll of town portal, and now quickly going after this 533 creep camp. All right. Lich first has recently become much more common. That low hit point ghoul going to be forced to retreat back, get back on the blight. It does regenerate hit points rather nicely as that ogre warrior will get taken down. Another rod of necromancy charge should perhaps be used, and then picking up a ring of protection 3, not quite the item he was looking for. Coming back down on the other side here, Farseer gonna be placing down some sentry wards, wants to keep track of where that Lich is. Gonna purposely, well, engage here and now perhaps try and fight back that Lich. The sentry ward, perhaps the undead player heard that it was going to be that sentry ward and knew to keep a little bit of that pressure. Frost Nova going down onto that Farseer. Farseer already down to 262 hit points, and that is going to be continually low hit points right there, constantly in danger. Tuskar Trapper could get taken down. Lich is sitting at level 1, nearing level 2. Meanwhile, Farseer playing a little bit of a dangerous game as the Ogre Magi and the Ice Troll High Priest and the Ice Trolls are just racking up damage on the undead army here. Guagua really capitalizing, and the majority of the damage being done to the undead army is the creeps themselves. It's just Guagua is playing this really effective game of trying to keep the undead army a bit distracted. All right, there's a Frost Nova level 2 now on that Lich as well. Has a little bit more mana if necessary. Gonna try and add in more damage as we're gonna see this Ziggurat perhaps be canceled. I don't know if it was canceled or not, but well, it is taken down. Well, wow, a quick cancellation or a quick destruction right there. And Undead is just absolutely in a terrible position. He was committed into this expansion attempt and is now greatly paying the price here as the Farseer sitting at level 2 could drop in some additional Spirit Wolves, rack up more damage. There's another cancellation once more. Even if they are constantly being canceled, the amount of gold to constantly rebuild is starting to take quite a big toll. All right. Ziggurat down to 40 hit points, down to 20 hit points. One more shot. Yep, it's going to get taken down again as the Grunt finally ends up being lost. This Wolf, is it going to finally get taken down? Acolytes are trying to stay alive while on Blight. And even with that bonus regeneration, was unable to do that. Inside the main base now, Ghoul is able to protect some of those units. We should be starting to see a transition here as the Farseer, down to 37 hit points, able to back away. All right, bit of a dangerous game back and forth. Headhunter now trying to make its way over. Not going to be able to get very far. Lich back at home now. Does have Dark Ritual. Picks up another Rod of Necromancy and should be able to get a bit more mana once again. Frost Nova is extremely dangerous. Lich is right there. There's one auto attack. 2 auto attacks. Nope, 2 auto attacks would not have, or no, 2 auto attacks might have done it as the Claws of Attack +9 could have finished off that last unit. Okay, coming back around, taking down some additional Murlocs, a replenishment potion right there. Are we going to see some more damage? Yes, Headhunter getting blasted with a Nova, and now the Spirit Wolves off to the north being forced to retreat back as well. We could be looking at some Dark Rituals in order to get a bit more mana again. If it's available, why not do exactly that? Picking up a replenishment potion, also very helpful. I also think the Crypt Fiend's casting delay should be nerfed to 2 seconds. To slow down their web time, that might help to make Crypt Fiends not such a powerful auto cast and take down air units. As the Farseer now sitting at level 2 has, well, some companionship with a Shadow Hunter sitting at level 1. Farseer, Shadowhunter now moving out across the field together. Shadowhunter needs quite a bit of mana. Meanwhile, Lich is out here onto the battlefield. Could try and rack up some damage. Perhaps get some damage onto some of those Headhunters. Headhunter down to 217 hit points. Going to turn back around here. a Stormbolt or something else could have added more damage. There's a, well, Frost Nova to try and finish off a creep. There's a deny as the Lich is still working by himself, has a replenishment potion. Really needs to start using those dark rituals more. Should have had a lot more mana indeed, as you're looking at the Trapper trying to back away once again. All right, Rod of Necromancy charge. There's a corpse right there. Are we going to see a dark ritual? No, we are not, even though it does have a replenishment potion going on, and the expansion is nearly operational for undead. All right, coming back across here. Gonna go ahead and engage here. Crypt Fiend's gonna go ahead and go after those units. There goes down a couple of units there. There goes a Dark Ritual. A little bit more mana on the Lich, but Lich is still unable to cast any additional Frost Novas, at least for now. Low hit point Ghoul getting taken down there. More Ghouls coming off from the base to try and do a bit of surrounding. There is a Chain Lightning finding a last Ghoul here, as some more Headhunters could get taken down as well. Ghouls trying to get to that target, may not be able to do exactly that, as there's another Dark Ritual, finishes off another unit here, and we could be going for another Frost Nova once more. Racking up that damage, indeed, some more damage here. Shadowhunter could be in trouble, down to 38, down to 6 hit points, down to dead, as the Lich able to get enough auto attacks off there. Meanwhile, Ghoul, who was hexed, trying to walk towards the creep camp to sacrifice itself, unable to do exactly that. Another Dark Ritual for that Lich, as the Lich now escapes back. Okay, so if... All right, in comes another Sentry Ward being placed down here. Farsi are going to continue to get a little bit of information, trying to put down pressure. Ghouls are trying to fight back. Lich is out here onto the battlefield, is going to be able to finish off any of these units. Another low hit point Ghoul could get taken down. More Ziggurats are being placed down as well. Low hit point Ghoul trying to retreat back, and will be able to do exactly that. Another Dark Ritual Lich trying to get as much mana back into the tanks and be able to throw it back at his opponent, getting all that damage across. Yeah, a little bit more of a casting time to remove some of that damage output would definitely work out for balance. But let's talk about this game here. Wind Riders suddenly making an appearance, and I don't believe Undead was expecting Wind Riders at this point and stage in the game. All right, with these watchtowers now being placed down, a couple of ensnares being thrown down, many of these acolytes are going to be shut down pretty quickly here. Raiders should really be trying to go after the Nerubian Tower, as the watchtowers, while absorbing a little bit of piercing or normal damage from that Nerubian Tower, but not really going to be in danger of getting taken out at all. All right, more fighting underway. Lich going to be getting very close to, or will be getting to level 4, and that will be level 2 Dark Ritual, converting even more mana for that Lich per Dark Ritual, and also having a Wand of Mana Stealing as well. All right, getting that out. Death Knight now out on the battlefield. We are going into a slaughterhouse. No tech to tier 3 as of yet. And normally when you go Lich first, you don't necessarily need that Orb of Corruption as quickly, as the Lich is mana damage or casting damage is often enough. There's a quick hex onto the Lich. Lich unable to get a Frost Nova off onto any of those fleeing units. Quick death there. Are we going to see some damage onto that Raider? No, we are not, as the level 5 Sorcerer and the level 5 Sorcerers will get finished off. Death Knight will gain a little bit of experience, but not yet get to level 2. All right, medium armor, but a bunch of ghouls will quickly finish that off, nearing level 2 already. Wind Riders are in position. Spirit Wolves trying to finish off this Ice Troll Warlord. A little bit more damage. Frost Nova coming in from the other side, and now it's running straight into the Death Knight army here. All right, are we going to see a Death Coil onto that Wind Rider? Wind Rider, one more attack. There goes some damage. Are we going to see some, yes, a Crypt Fiend web onto that one unit there, as the Death Knight could be in trouble, is in trouble. No way easy out, no way to level up, as that level up would have been enough to perhaps give enough gas in the tank for that Death Knight to survive a split second longer. Scroll of Speed being used. Sacrificial Skull. Death Knight now back out onto the battlefield already. It now gets up to level 2 Unholy Aura for faster movement speed, as that Lich is currently in trouble. Chain Lightning bouncing around, and Undead may have made a grave mistake. There is a bit of mana. How is it mana coming around? Not quite sure. One, a mana stealing being transferred back and forth, but not enough, as the Death Knight still got off a Death Coil, gave mana back to the Lich. Lich able to get off a Frost Nova, get off a Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual tried to get off another Frost Nova, unable to do exactly that, trapped up against the tavern. Now, Orc's army is still significantly smaller, 22 supply compared to 33. The Undead army 50% larger, but there are still a lot of ghouls back at home, so you must account for that. Off to the north, though, the expansion of Lin Guagua taking over the Undead expansion there will give him that economic advantage. We're looking at the Obsidian statue is going to get taken down. There's level 4 now on that Farseer, with level 2 Chain Lightning, as Acolytes are being brought over, well, to be used for Dark Rituals. All right, using Acolytes for Dark Rituals, they do have 230 hit points, so they do replenish quite a bit of mana. And if you don't need any more of those Acolytes, as your expansion was already taken out, well then, what do you do with them? Acolytes could be on auto repair. We're continuing this engagement here. Level 4, level 2, nearing level 3. Meanwhile, Shadowhunter does have a Wand of the Wind charge still. Farseer sitting at level 4. Level 2 Chain Lightning could bounce things around pretty quickly as well, as we're looking at these units going to get taken down pretty fast. All right, more damage adding on through. Meanwhile, Undead could be making its way over. Death Knight is at level 3, has Scourge Bone Chimes for a little bit of additional regeneration for all of these ghouls. Now, as that Lich gets closer to level 5, that burst damage straight out of the gate is going to catch more and more Raiders off guard. There's that Frost Nova onto the Farseer. Lich still pretty much low on mana here. Going to try and engage. There's an ensnare onto the Obsidian statue. No Acolytes nearby for the repair, as the Raiders are going straight after and diving onto that unit there. Raiders are getting taken down. Obsidian statue taken down as well, as the Raiders now look to retreat back. No Orb of Corruption, though, as we see the Tuskar Sorcerer getting quickly taken down, as the tech to tier 3 just now getting started. We should expect to see an Orb of Corruption eventually, but, well, it may be a bit of time. There goes another Frost Nova there to slow down the Raider just enough to finish it off with another Death Coil. Level 5 now inbound on that Lich, as what? Oh yes, level 5 now on that Lich as well, as the Farseer now looks to back away. Thought, for some reason, thought the Obsidian statue falling was going to give level 5. No, the Raider falling was going to give level 5. As the Death Knight now continues to lead to the charge. All right, more damage onto that Farseer. Farseer does have a potion of lesser invulnerability. Not really worth wasting the mana there, as the Lich currently out of Rod of Necromancy is unable to do that much more. Lich trying to get in front of the Raiders, but now that we do have a bit of heal, well, great play. Lin Guagua purposely seeing if there was going to be chasing involved, and knew that the Lich was trying to get in front of these Raiders constantly. Lin Guagua having a little bit of spider sense, knowing where exactly the Undead army is trying to run and cut him off. And this game is a game of Lost in the Woods, pretty much. Lost in the Woods here. All right, Goblin Sappers. Where is this Sapper going to run off to? That is the question. There's an Obsidian statue. Obsidian statue going to easily get finished off here, as it is ensnared. And the Goblin Sapper is now just trying to make its way back off to the north. Goblin Sapper going to find perhaps a handful of buildings. Where is it running? Running back. The Nerubian or the Halls of the Dead not nearing done. Sapper is more engagement. Death Knight now sitting at level 4. What is going on? Where's the Sapper is going to run off to? And finds a big hole opening right there. Takes it. Takes down some buildings. And now going after another Ziggurat once more. All right, 43 supply over 40. Acolytes trying to come off to repair. And we now see the Undead currently upside down on supply. The Spirit Wolf running on in, getting some damage onto a Ziggurat, then needed to attack the other Ziggurat as well to try and take it down. Doesn't end up getting it. Meanwhile, Lin Guagua in a great position, still mining away all of this extra gold from his opponent's expansion, and now starting to confine the Undead inside his base. advantage for Undead, though. He is at tier 3. He is going to be getting an Orb of Corruption, most likely, and he is most likely going to and also has level 3 Frost Nova for that sudden damage. We are going to tier 3 as well on the Orc side. And, well, the economic advantage here. So who will come out ahead as we see a big Frost Nova land down onto the Farseer? Level 2 Healing Wave trying to counteract some of that damage once more. More Watchtowers being thrown down as well. No meat wagons that I can see as of yet, as we are going into Destroyer form. All right. Lich, for some reason, no, he does have that Orb of Corruption. There we are. Will be able to rack up a bit more damage with the help of those Crypt Fiends. Large bouts of damage indeed. Down to the south, well, Skeletal Minion Warrior just walks on over to try and see what's up. All right. Working things around. Healing Wave coming back here. The army of the Orc actually fairly small. We can see a Shade is also following the army as well. So Undead giving Lin Guagua a bit of shade here as we're looking at Clarity Potions being used once more. Right, Pendant of Energy, that should be picked up quickly. The Shade, I wonder, can the Shade actually have backpack? If the Shade can have a backpack, picking up and stealing items would be a rather fun ability as your opponent is creeping. Do Orb of Corruption stack? I do not believe so. I don't think so, but if it does, that would actually be rather scary, having negative 12 armor just by Orbs of Corruption. Ensnares, finding a bit of damage. There's Deathcoil trying to save one Crypt Fiend. Healing Wave trying to, Deathcoil trying to save one Crypt Fiend. Chain Lightning trying to stop the other. There's a Devour Magic there. Another Frost Nova going down onto a Raider. It will get taken down. 62 supply compared to 46 as the units are backing together once more. We see a third and final hero, a Dreadlord, coming back around as well. Yes, Arya. You need to see what I'm doing? I'm not loud enough?
Players' forces are under attack.
Alright, you want to watch. That's what she wants to do. Alright, Dreadlord coming back across here to try and shut down the expansion. Obsidian Statue quickly getting ensnared. Destroyers trying to devour magic up on those Dire Wolves. Able to do some of that as the Dire Wolves are now trying to back away again. Destroyer just getting pelted down by that Watchtower. Death Knight gets a Death Coil off on the Destroyer to try and save as the Crypt Fiends do finish off that one more Watchtower. Trying to put in more pressure. Undead needing to protect the main base here. And, well, being forced to back away from the expansion that was taken by the other side. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain, the third and final hero, coming in from Lin Guagua. So we are looking at a tri-hero versus tri-hero, something that doesn't happen very often in the Undead versus Orc matchup, especially with a Dreadlord being one of the three heroes on the Undead side. All right, a little bit more damage there. I believe there was a unit getting taken down. Shadowhunter trying to back away here. This could be a problem. Scroll of Town Portal in order to back up. Shadowhunter gets a little bit of a heal and is going to get taken down. No, able to teleport back home. 62 supply compared to 50, but this is a heavy investment in Wind Riders. We are looking at triple bestiary, and Undead knows about this heavy investment with the help of that Shade. Are we going to be cranking out some more Crypt Fiends? Don't see them as of yet, but we will definitely need to see some Crypt Fiends out on the battlefield to try and stop those units in their track. I believe the Wind Riders have Envenom Spears. That's the only way that this strategy actually makes sense to me. Those Envenom Spears do stack, and that damage over time really starts to take a big toll, as you can see how quickly that damage adds up there. All right, going after the Ogre Warriors, trying to add it all up. The Wind Riders could actually just get one volley off and then let that poison damage just add up over time even faster. You can see those Wind Riders poking down those units. The Magnetar Reaver trying to fight back. One Spirit Wolf gets taken down, and Warsong Battle Drums adding in the Kodo Beast bonus to those Wind Riders. Not yet. Well, I guess it saves the 4 supply from actually having to train a Kodo Beast, but a Kodo Beast was already out on the battlefield, so that will quickly be sold. True Shot Aura perhaps would have been a bit over the top. The Wind Rider's already at +3 damage. Gonna get into +4, I believe, in just a little bit. As we see a quick Frost Nova onto the Farseer. Farseer, Healing Wave, trying to save. Wind Riders aren't even joining in on the battle. Farseer could be in trouble, down to 74, could be down to dead. Bought the Potion of Healing, but was unable to use it in time as the Farseer falls at level 4. All right, Wind Riders now finishing off more of those other units. Going to get in some more stomps, taking down a couple of units that are on the ground here. Crypt Fiends getting taken down. More Crypt Fiends now making their way back out here onto the battlefield. Another stomp right there as the Wind Riders are trying to finish off more units. But the Frost Novas are dealing quite a bit of damage to all of these highly clumped up Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends are just devouring all of these Wind Riders as the Obsidian statues are trying to get away as well. Obsidian statues are immune to poison damage, but not immune to, well, the spear themselves. Going to get taken down once more. Level 3 on that Tauren Chieftain. Shadow Hunter now trying to retreat back here as we're looking at a handful of units. Only 3 heroes and a Crypt Fiend with an Obsidian statue for the undead. Coming back around, more units do need to be trained. More Crypt Fiends are getting added in again. Off to the north, we still see about 6.5 minutes of mining left, and that is it. We can also see Undead does not have any real mining operations after the main base falls. Ogre Magi going to get taken down. One more final shot. Level 4 now on the Shadow Hunter. Tauren Chieftain now looking to back away. Ring of Regeneration on the Tauren Chieftain. However, gonna, well, make up much of that damage. Farseer still needs to be resurrected. Getting resurrected the old-fashioned way and should be back out onto the battlefield in just a second. All right, there goes another Tuskar unit. Level 4, nope. Level 5 on the Death Knight could be inbound. Nope, level 3 on the Dreadlord instead. Medallion of Courage, Strength, and Intelligence. Not quite sure why it's not on the Death Knight, as, well, I guess it makes more sense on the Death Knight, as level 3 Death Coil definitely more important than level 2, level 2 Carrion Swarm. All right, Shade still keeping track of this Orc army constantly. Oh, quickly finds that Shade right there by placing down a Sentry Ward. And, well, where are all of these units going to perhaps head off to next? Lich First games are fun to watch. They are. They are. Funk Daddy, they are absolutely a blast to watch. All right, Lich being able to get in quite a bit of damage, perhaps catch some units back. We're still looking at a bit of, well, damage being added here. Kodo Beast representing a large, big damage bonus. Now tries to get inside here. Is going to be able to have room as the Orc burrows, offering a little bit of cover. Do we see the... No, the Warsong Battle Drum item was sold, so that Kodo Beast is the only thing giving that boost there. Meanwhile, Crypt Fiends and Crypt Fiends, Obsidian statues, and Destroyers slowly going to eat away at these buildings here. It looks as though Goblin Sapper was able to stop the expansion attempt over here on the bottom right, and we don't see any more expansion attempts as of yet. All right, Orc Burrows starting to fight back here since there's no more gold to be mined. More Wind Riders going to get added in, 72 supply, but Wind Riders are a deceptively high supply unit. I really think Wind Riders, give it a level or tier 3 upgrade that allows their supply to go from 4 supply down to 3, as they only have 570 hit points and will end up offering a bit too much experience and get taken down far too quickly. Kodo Beast now wandering its way through. Tauren Chieftain needs to lead the charge as well. Peons get added across as well, as we're looking at still more creeping by the Undead. Undead in a great position. Level 5 now on the Death Knight. So 5-5-3 going up against a 4-4-3. Army size of Guagua is, well, larger, but that is also deceptive, as the Wind Riders, as I said, really don't walk as a 4 supply unit. If I see this many abominations out on the field, that is a very, very scary amount of damage that can be done and a lot of damage that can be absorbed. However, with Wind Riders, especially as your opponent has Crypt Fiends that can web them down, those Crypt Fiends, those Crypt Fiends are able to burst down those units extremely quickly, especially because of that different armor type, taking bonus damage from piercing. All right. All right, there's a Frost Nova down onto the Farseer. No easy way to stop any of that. More Witch Towers. A tiny Great Hall is operational. Meanwhile, off to the bottom right here, you see a Goblin Shredder going to town onto this Haunted Gold Mine. If he can hold out in this fight, it will win. But you can see the Carrion Swarm now ripping on through. Lich could get off a big Frost Nova. Healing Wave trying to focus down more webs, now bringing back down those units. Crypt Fiend's continuing this battle. Torrent Chieftain now going to lead the charge. Throws down a Stomp. Chain Lightning bouncing things off. There's a Death Coil saving a low hit point Crypt Fiend, as the Goblin Shredder is actually the only melee unit off on the battle here, dealing big damage. Torrent Chieftain gets up to level 4. Now another Stomp trying to stun things down. 52 supply compared to 43. More Crypt Fiend still backing away. The Envenom Spears, and that damage is just adding up more and more. Another Stomp is going to take down more units. Level 5 Death Knight has fallen. Kodo Beast now looking to back away and getting a little bit of separation, and it looks as though this will be enough to win, as we see level 4 now on the Dreadlord. All right, victory goes to the Orc player. Even though the overall score was higher for the Undead, Undead had higher hero levels, but didn't have a large enough army in the end to make that much of a difference. Also, Lin Guagua doing a great job slowing down and, well, making sure to shut down the economy of the Undead there. Great game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like and comment if you are watching on YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time.